government steps up the fight against cancer with a 50 million naira intervention. Stakeholders calls for stronger collaboration to curb violence against women and girls across the country. A pleasant good evening to you and welcome to the 7 p.m. news coming to you from your Heritage Station. I am Fatima Hassan and thank you for joining us today. The fight against cancer and support for patients gains more momentum following a 50 million naira intervention by the Federal Ministry of Health and Social Welfare to strengthen treatment and care across the country. Salu Akwale Ibrahim has the report.
Cancer care goes beyond the hospital walls. Patients have to consistently struggle with lack of funds, scarce medication, and distance to proper healthcare facilities.
I started my treatment in 2023, and by October it will be 3 years now. Cancer patients struggle with the food they will eat that will help them take their treatment and for it to work well.
It's important to note that some of the cancer survivors actually travel to other centers for therapy, and they have to sleep in the hospital premises under the tree or the walkway because they cannot afford cost of accommodation in the hotels.
So the federal government through this fund is focusing on such determinants, which also includes nutrition, it also includes accommodation, and that fund was launched.
Now, the federal government is implementing the social determinants of health initiative under the National Cancer Control Program, an effort to reduce these barriers.
The launch of this initiative demonstrates that we are moving beyond policy intentions to practical interventions that address the realities faced by patients and their families.
The Federal Ministry of Health and Social Welfare will provide 50 billion as government initial contribution to the SDOH fund for cancer patients. All those who have applied and have been verified will be getting at least 100,000 in order to address some of the non-medical barriers to accessing care in their respective health facilities with the disbursement done directly.
With this, more cancer patients from the 6 geopolitical zones of the country can access financial and medical support for their treatment and care. In Abuja, Salwa Khalil Ibrahim, NTA News.
For members of the armed forces, service to nation often comes at great personal cost. Yet for many veterans and the families of fallen heroes, the challenge of securing a stable livelihood begins long after the battle is over. As the Nigerian Legion marks 62 years of supporting ex-servicemen and their dependents, attention is shifting towards the welfare of those who have sacrificed for the country's peace and security. The organization is also exploring how the vast experience of military veterans can contribute to addressing Nigeria's evolving security challenges. Defense correspondent Ismail Musa has the report.
For many members of the armed forces, the transition from active service to civilian life can be challenging. Beyond adjusting to life without the uniform, concerns about welfare and sustaining a livelihood often come to the fore. Addressing these post-service realities is one of the key reasons behind the establishment of the Nigerian Legion. 62 years after its establishment, the association is extracting how effective it has fulfilled its mandate of supporting veterans and their families.
We want the government and the individuals so that they can be able to fully participate in the security of the country. Because when somebody is hungry, can participate. The country belongs to all of us. We should not neglect the veterans. They should involve in whatever that concerns the veteran, especially health-wise and housing.
We are going to do the campaign for the government to probably invite a couple of them. It can be off guard. It mustn't be really official now. You can have them on the payroll, on a monthly payroll. Let them bring their wealth of experience on the table to fight insecurity.
As part of activities marking its 62nd anniversary, the Nigerian Legion is extending support to the families of the fallen heroes, promoting self-reliance and economic stability.
To be empowered, you see most homes will be smiling because the widow will be able to take care of her children.
In Abuja, Ismail Musa, NTA News.
The federal government has assured that a compendium on the economic and tourism profiles of Nigeria and 36 states and the Federal Capital Territory will serve as a strategic tool for national development. Minister of Information and National Orientation Muhammad Idris, at the launch of the compendium, described the document as an important document for showcasing the enormous economic and tourism opportunities across the country. Salih Abdullah Gwanara has the details.
Nigeria's abundant natural and human resources are assets which many still argue has remained unutilized to match the growing quest for development. At the forefront of presenting this document to the public is the government spokesman, who recommend it as a tool to attract investment, create jobs, promote tourism, and drive inclusive governance.
It is a national communication tool, an investment guide, a tourism promotion document, and a practical instrument for projecting Nigeria's sub-national strengths to the world. It supports the renewed hope agenda of His Excellency President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR. This initiative comes at a time when the federal government is implementing bold economic reforms aimed at strengthening investor confidence, expanding economic opportunities, and position Nigeria for sustainable growth.
From our festivals to our music, from our historic cities to our natural attractions, we have what the world wants to experience.
We respectively seek the endorsement of the presidency to institutionalize the subnational government economic and tourism information roundtable as an annual event.
We must build stronger
Stakeholders in both public and private sectors have been encouraged to adopt and make effective use of the publication to promote economic growth opportunities across the country. In Abuja, Salihu Abdullah Gwanara, NTA News.
Concerned by the rising cases of violence against women and girls, stakeholders have called for a stronger collaboration among government agencies, religious bodies, and traditional institutions to address the menace and promote safer communities. The call was made at a stakeholders engagement organized by the Center for Women's Health and Information, SEWIN, with support from the Ford Foundation in Ogun State. Correspondent was at the JDPC Hall, Nta Ijebu Ode, and files in the report. Teamed Partnership for Enhanced Violence Against Women and Girls. The Stakeholders Forum highlighted the importance of collective effort in tackling the growing challenge of violence against women and girls to create a safer community.
Norms that are affecting women and girls in our community, and way forward. What is the way forward? If we cannot just identify the problems or the challenges or the norms and all of that, we would collaboratively find ways, that we think that our leaders, our community leaders, our traditional leaders, our religious leaders, and even ourselves, the things that we can do to prevent violence against women and girls.
Organized by Center for Women's Health and Information, SEWIN, and supported by Ford Foundation, the program brought together religious and traditional leaders from across Ogun State to strengthen advocacy in the fight against gender-based violence. A major highlight of the event was the unveiling of a religious framework aimed at guiding faith-based institutions in addressing and preventing violence against women and girls, while promoting dignity, respect, and protection through religious teachings and practices. Discussions also centered on harmful cultural norms that continue to fuel violence against women and girls. Facilitator of the program, Dr. Ayeni Olurapo, alongside other participants, emphasized the importance of collective responsibility, stronger awareness, and sustained action in the effort to eliminate all forms of gender-based violence.
This program is for the community leaders, religious leaders, community as well, within communities, to see how we can partner to prevent violence against women and girls, but particularly violent acts that are hidden in women and girls. So the program was based
at ensuring that there is a reduction in gender-based violence in Ogun State. So as a result of that, this manual that has been produced is actually to guide them, to to begin to do it at their own level in their various communities, to begin to work towards preventing physical abuse, sexual exploitation and abuse amongst their community members. So that's the whole essence of what we have done today. And apart from gauging their knowledge again, we also decided to launch that framework, which we expect will actually contribute to stemming the tide of violence against women in their various communities.
In Ijebu Ode, we'll be right back after the break. Please stay with us. Welcome back and thanks for rejoining us. Labour leaders and government representatives from across Nigeria have underscored the need for sustained dialogue and collaboration in addressing workers' concerns and maintaining industrial peace. The call was made at the national retreat of the Joint National Public Service Negotiating Council, Trade Union side, hosted in Oshogbo, the Osun State. Kayode Oladosho has the details.
Members of the Joint National Public Service Negotiating Council Trade Union side converged to negotiate but to reflect on the journey of trade unionism in Nigeria and its role in advancing workers' welfare through dialogue. Declaring the event open, Osun State Governor Ademola Adeleke described Nigerian workers as the cornerstone of the nation's socio-economic development. The Minister of Labour and Employment, Muhammadu Dingyadi, represented by the Zonal Director, Federal Ministry of Labour and Employment Lagos Office, Mrs. Mini Badijo, emphasized that social dialogue remains the most effective tool for resolving industrial disputes and sustaining peace in the workplace.
Industrial peace is not merely the absence of dispute, but the presence of trust, fairness, equity, social justice, and adherence to collective agreement.
Trade union leaders. Dialogue remains one of the most effective strategies for fostering mutual understanding between employers and workers in Oshogbo. Kayode Oladosho, NTA News.
A two-day National Security Summit convened by the Nigerian Union of Journalists opens in Abuja with the theme, Media and Security Agencies as Partners in Nation Building. Sheikh Mohammed Data reports that the summit aims to forge a new path for press freedom where truth-telling does not come at the expense of life and liberty. The report.
The summit was conceived as a high-level platform for robust dialogue on how journalists and security operatives can work together more effectively in safeguarding the country, managing information during crisis, and strengthening public confidence in national institutions. This is coming at a time when the country continues to grapple with complex security challenges, the spread of misinformation, and heightened public anxiety.
It is our expectations that the discussions and recommendations emerging from this gathering will strengthen trust, deepen understanding, enhance cooperation in addressing our national security challenges.
The Minister of Information and National Orientation, who chaired the occasion, expressed hope that the deliberations and outcomes of the summit will further enhance collaboration between the media and security agencies.
We must have our unity to uphold so that Nigeria can make progress. Please take these terrorists and criminals off your own pages. This is what they crave for, free of charge.
In a paper titled The Media as Impact Multiplier in Military Operations and National Development, Prof. Oke Okechukwu dwelt extensively on the role of the media in responsible reporting of security operations and conflicts, amongst other issues. A communique is expected to guide future engagement between the media and security institutions. In Abuja, Show Muhammad Datti, NTA News.
That will be all for tonight in our English news. Join us tomorrow for more interesting stories and stay tuned to our Yoruba caster. Have a wonderful night rest. Bye.